being here. Let's wait a couple of seconds as the people count is growing. That makes me happy to have a lot of people here to watch this workshop. We're gonna show you a people counting solution made with low P. You already see it here in the small window below the presentation, and you also see TTN gateway, which are transmitting. And well, I think we are ready to start. So thank you very much again for being here. I'm Marco. Let me just briefly introduce this workshop. We are going to see how to launch a people counting solution with TTN and Akenza with source hardware. The open source hardware will be the Pacxounter low-P. It's a very powerful hardware, but we'll see it later in detail. What's its technical characteristics and how it works. So this will be today's agenda. Really short. We have half an hour, but I think it's enough to see what we have done with this hardware, and most important was what we have done with Akenza and how easy it was to integrate it with Akenza. So well, let me just introduce myself, as it's a workshop, not a really boring presentation. So who am I? I am a technical solution architect at Akenza, and I find new solutions for our customer, and I'm passionate of technology, science, mountaineering. So give me a call, drop me a message if you need to go digital, but you don't know how, or if you need a platform to manage IoT at Akenza, we are happy to help you. And well, if you want to go climbing in Switzerland, you can also message me as well. So, well, just see what the project scope in detail is. What we have done a people counting solution that sends this data to the TTN connection. We have used, as you can see, the TTN gateway, which is connected to the TTN network and to our platform. You can see it in the schema here below, how it's done. So Akenza will take care about the whole information management, starting from the rule engine, a really powerful rule definition environment where you can define rules for uplink and downlink messages to the LoRa network. And we have, of course, data storage, everything in the cloud, device data processing. So if you need to manage data, and we will see briefly how we've done it for the low P, it can be done in minutes. And well, the whole connectivity management. What I mean with connectivity management, I mean that you don't need to manage the connection directly. What we've done, and we will see it later, is just to connect the gateway to the TTN environment, and then in Akenza we've done all the rest without managing it furthermore into the TTN application. So let's go directly to the project setup, as time is running. So are the low P specification and technical details. As already mentioned, it's a really powerful open source hardware made by Pacxounter. It has a P32 chipset that is completely dedicated to the firmware runtime. It has a good processor on a chip, and this will be interesting. I'll show you later on what we have done with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And it has LoRa as well. Sigfox is also a possibility. In this case, for our TTN gateway, we'll choose LoRa, of course. And yes, I was said it has the main processor is completely dedicated to the firmware and runtime. So It's really powerful and it runs very well. Ours is not a really power demanding application, but well, it it is clear that that it runs really well. So this is the pin out that is available on the low P. We didn't use an external antenna, and the internal one is already sufficient as well for the Bluetooth, and it's receiving very well. I'll show you later the numbers that we are catching in the area mm, near me. And well, what we have used, you can already see there. We have voltage in. We have chosen the 5.5 as it's more stable in our opinion. The ground here. Then we have the reset button that we will use for uploading the firmware. It is for the uploading upload mode for the loopy. And then we have the two program boards, the RX and TX, which are used for the, the upload of the firmware on the chipset. So let's see the project setup on the software side. It is really um, easily done. This is again the what I've already told you, the pin that we have used. We didn't use the standard connector, so the standard board for the low P. It is just a breadboard, as you can see there, and connected it to a serial to USB um, port that is more than sufficient at what we have done. We did just adjust um, the the ratio, the speed to transmit the baud rate. Sorry, the baud rate that we used to transmit the firmware on the chipset. So for the development, we have used Platformio. This is an open source project done in open source, and starting from now, I just invite you to try it by yourself. We have just taken the project from GitHub. I will show you the address in minutes. And as said, I invite you to try it by yourself, to try it with Akenza, to integrate it by yourself. You will see how easy it is. But for the development, for the adjustment, and for the upload on the low P, we have used Platformio installed on Visual Studio Code. It is really well working together, no issues, just minutes of setup, and what we have adjusted is only the platformer.ini, where we have defined which kind of hardware we have used, because there are several available, and that's why I invite you to use it, because independently of the hardware that you have, you can choose your one, and it works very well with every kind of the available hardware that are compatible with this project. We have also the Pacxounter.conf, where we have defined that we want also count not only the people in the area and how we have done it. We have done it by counting the number of Bluetooth devices that are in the area. Bluetooth devices can be everything for sure, and we have decided to just count the devices that are identifiable in the Bluetooth stack as a smartphone. We have also uh, decided to count only the smartphones as in average every people as one smartphone by itself, and that's it. We've just counted the Bluetooth devices defined as a smartphone, and we have done a step more. We stack if the application, if you have installed a Bluetooth Corona monitoring application, so for the contact tracing, it is also visible if it's compatible with the Apple stack or the Google stack. So if it's compatible, it is visible on the Bluetooth message and can be identified. So we have decided in the Pacxounter to count the corona exposure notification as well, just to see how many people in the area have a contact tracing application installed on their smartphones. Then we have um, defined just in the LUC config.ini the settings for our country, which is Europe, and we have just defined which kind of LoRa connection, LoRa standard it has to use. It is well easily standard, and in the LoRa conf.h we have defined the NWKS key and the FS key, and it is very small, but it's visible here that we have just randomly set it up. And well, that's it. We have just reproduced it in our application in order to connect it to the application and to transmit the data. So it's time to show you how TTN integrates with Akenza. As I briefed you before, the TTN integration with Akenza is just needed for the gateway, as Akenza has an out-of-the-box integration with TTN. So everything that you have to do is to integrate the gateway. So this one that you are seeing. You just need to integrate it with Akenza, with TTN, and well, that's it. You just have to insert the app key into the application of TTN in order to define a proper application, and then we can just jump to Akenza. Into Akenza, you can connect you can define the integration with TTN just in one step, and everything that follows this step doesn't have to be done in the TTN application platform, because everything will be managed entirely by Akenza. So we just need to define the integration with Akenza into this form to report the data from the application that we have just defined in the previous step, and that we can jump into the domain of Akenza. So a domain is used to define which connection we are going to use for this specific domain. And we have chosen the just created gateway integration with TTN. And the next step is the device creation. You can see you don't need to integrate the device into TTN. It's not necessary at all into Akenza. Into Akenza, you can manage your device into Akenza. Once you have defined the connection on TTN, the integration with Akenza, everything that follows can be done easily indirectly into Akenza. Here you can see we have chosen as domain the one that we have created before. And this way, the device knows that it has to use the connection of TTN that we have created, and that's it. Of course, the device is unknown for Akenza, as it's the very first time that we integrate an OP device into Akenza. And therefore, what we've done, we have to find a new device. So the device type can be really easily defined into Akenza. And it's just all about interpreting the payload that the device sends to us. You can see here we have just a swag, for instance, of the bytes that we are receiving. We receive on the first port of LoRa connection. On the first port, we receive how many unique Wi-Fi devices we have seen in the area. That's why I've mentioned you that we are going to use every connection possible that the low P provides us, and how many Bluetooth devices we see in the area with the range available in the with the built-in antenna of the low P. Afterwards, we have on the port number 10, as you can see here, we have the contact tracing counting of the devices that we have seen in the Bluetooth area, and that are, as mentioned, identified as mm, as they have corona tracking application installed on it. And well, that's it. And this device type together with a colleague of mine, and it just took, well, 50 minutes, nothing more. 50 minutes together with the visualization, really easy. It's just JavaScript with that interface of JSON, and that's it. And here we go. We have the data visualization. Let me show it to you as we are transmitting live. We can also show you that we are receiving this information live. That's it. This is the front end. So the data visualization tool inside Akenza, and as you can see, the latest data has been sent a few seconds ago. It's today, so it's really in real time. And we are counting 2 COVID-19 apps in front of 15 Bluetooth devices and 14 Wi-Fi devices. What we have also done is creating this project, this device, so the data visualization into Grafana. Grafana is, that you know it, it's an open source data visualization tool, so for BI and data visualization, and it has an out-of-the-box standard integration with Akenza, so in minutes you're able to push your data to Grafana, visualize them, make graphs, statistics, data analysis, everything that you want directly with the data directly coming from Akenza and pushed to Grafana. It just requires minutes for the setup. As said, the data connector is standard. You can find the Akenza data connector into the catalog of Grafana, and it really requires minutes for the data visualization. Everything that you has to do is to choose the data series that you want to visualize, the graph type, and that's it. You can see the data into the Grafana tool. So let's go briefly ahead with the presentation. Sorry, I just lost the presentation. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's go ahead. As said, the data can be visualized on the standard dashboard of Akenza on Grafana, but also on Power BI. We have the Expose API, REST API, and you are able to push your data into a live dashboard on Power BI, but also to a complete data stream from Akenza, import into Power BI, and make your data analysis by your own. It is an out-of-the-box characteristic that we give, and it can be integrated in minutes, really. And as I said, I suggest you and I invite you to try this at home as it is really simple. And as said on GitHub, you can find the entire project. Here is the URL, but uh, um, if you can download the presentation from our website or from the TIX conference website, you can click on it and visit the GitHub project. It is really easy. As I said, we have chosen the law before, but there are very uh, many other devices available that can be chosen. And well, I hope you have them, or well, they really cost not that much. And what you can do with this open hardware is really outstanding. And yes, here you can find all the instructions to set it up, how to install Platformio on your Visual Studio Code, and it is really easy to set it up, to upload your firmware um, into your device and try it by your own. And once you've done that, I invite you to visit our website and to try it to integrate your device with Akenza. And I always dream about to say it like, well, Steve Jobs. And I'm really proud to show you this one more thing, which is our upcoming new version of Akenza. Let me briefly show you the website. Here, we are really proud of this new version of Akenza. I invite you to subscribe. Let me make it a little bigger. To subscribe and to try Akenza by your own. You will figure out how easy it is to integrate your open source hardware or your own sensors. We have a huge catalog of already defined device types, so you don't need to code at all. You just have to choose your device, and I'm pretty sure that your device is already in our catalog. And you just have to choose it and integrate it into Akenza, and well, that's it. You can visualize your data, you can store them, you can push them to Power BI, Grafana, as we have seen, and it's really amazing. And last but not least, I just want to show you again in the presentation how easy it is to integrate into, and this is the very first time that we show it, how easy it is to integrate uh, the TTN connection into Akenza core. So this is the interface of our new version. You already see that it's quite different from the current one. You just have to choose TTN integration, select what the lower one host is, and the authentication method. You just insert the user ID as we have chosen user ID. And well, that's it. Once you have defined the application on TTN, you can report there your credentials, and that's it. It's really easy. And again, as I already told you, once you have done this step into Akenza, everything that you need to do is to import your devices directly into Akenza, as you don't need to do it into the TTN. Akenza takes care on the whole complexity of the technical part, and preserves you to import your devices into TTN and then import them again into your cloud application. Once you've done it into Akenza, once you've done this step of the integration, everything that you need to do is to add your devices into Akenza. And in the new version, it will be really easy to integrate your devices into Akenza because it's just a drag and drop. The rule engine um, has been potentiated. It's really easy to define new rules just by drag and drop, to define a data flow by dragging lines between blocks. I hope you will take part to one of our product presentation with our product manager Fabian, because I've seen it, you can really understand what I mean, that it's really easy to set your application up into Akenza and to visualize your data. So this is everything from my side. I hope you enjoyed this workshop. And if you have questions, I'm really happy to help you. I'll stay here for 5 minutes in order to answer your questions. If you have, and if you want, you can also set up a meeting with us. My colleagues are here in the chat for you. And we also wait you in our virtual booth as we will continue our session once TTN kicks us out. And we will continue into our virtual booth. And well, the lobby will keep running and people around me. And well, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, visit our website, subscribe for the new and take a look at it and start developing your own IoT application from today with your devices and why not also with open source devices like the lobby. So thank you very much and hope to see you soon in our Facebook. Florian, just in your message right now, you're asking if it's possible to share the code. Yes, of course, on GitHub, it's completely downloadable. And well, just let me paste it to the chat because it could be really interesting for you. And so you get the direct access to it. It's really, really interesting. So here in the chat you have now the link to our to the project. And the link, of course, to the preview of the new Akenza as well. And I've already seen that Alexis, my colleague, our marketing manager, has already collected your questions and reports for the slides. We will be happy to provide them to you and also to support you if you want to develop the project by your own and to integrate it with Akenza. Pass a message, connect with us on LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn. I will be happy to help you. And that's it. Thank you very much.